Her small shoulders stooped slightly, and once more she glanced back at the window. Lily was there, pale face pressed to the sooty glass, searching the crowd of farmers and returning travelers for Emma. "You must have used up that poor little Alice you got last time," Miss Reese remarked, opening her fine handbag. Molly Carver said nothing to that, but Emma noticed that her hands clenched into fists at her sides. "Don't take her home, Molly," Chloe went on presently. "You know what Benjamin will do to her." Emma felt a shiver creep up her spine and then down again. For some reason, she thought of Mama's soldier and how he'd always wanted to hold her on his lap when there was no one else around. She bit down on her lower lip, sensing that something important was happening between these two strangers, one so very different from the other. Emma's eyes widened when she saw Miss Reese's gloved hand produce a sizable bill from the gold-tasseled handbag. "Here, Molly, you take this, and you tell your man there weren't any good orphans to be had this time." Molly's brown hand trembled as she reached for the bribe. "You gonna make her into a whore?" Emma's breath caught. She'd heard men call her mother by that word, though they'd all seemed to like pretty Kathleen well enough. She knew the word meant something bad. Chloe Reese's emerald green eyes moved over Emma in a gentle assessment, and humor curved her painted lips. "I think not," she said quietly. "Truth is, I've always wanted a little girl of my very own." Molly's cracked shoes made a crunching sound in the snow as she walked away without looking back, taking Chloe's money with her. "Come along now," Chloe said in a kindly voice. "We'll get you some food and something decent to wear. You must be a real looker when that hair of yours is brushed." Behind them, the train was grinding into motion. Emma turned, her heart in her throat and her vision blurred, to wave at her sister. Lily, having found her at last, waved back. "Was that your friend?" Chloe asked as she led Emma away to a fine buggy waiting on the other side of the tiny depot. Emma couldn't speak. She was so overcome by the magnitude of her loss. First Caroline, and now Lily. And already Lily probably needed to go. She had a dreadful way of always having to use the pot when it was the most inconvenient for everyone. And those terrible boys at the back of the car would tease her. "There now," Chloe said, her clothes and skin giving off a pleasant, flowery scent on that snowy December day. "You'll have other friends, once we get settled out in Whitneyville. That's in Idaho, honey." Emma sat, shivering and confused, in the buggy seat beside her benefactress, praying that someone, somewhere, would look after Lily. She was so little, and she'd never been alone before. "Don't say much, do you?" Chloe smacked the horse with the reins, and it leaped forward through the snow, bells jingling on its brown leather harness. Emma thought with bleak irony of all the times Mama had slapped her across the mouth for talking too much. "No, ma'am," she said, her voice small and raw from tears shed and unshed. "Grandma used to say I could make a scarecrow get restless." Chloe laughed at that, and the sound was a bit too hearty to be ladylike. But then, Emma had already guessed that Chloe wasn't exactly a lady. "So you had a grandma, did you? How did you end up on an orphan train, if you have folks?" The question stung her, made her stiffen her back and run her coat sleeve across her eyes and nose in an effort to regain her dignity. "Grandma died last winter. Then Mama took up with a soldier, and he didn't want us. He said she had to put us on the orphan train, so she did." The pity in Chloe's eyes was carefully veiled, and Emma liked her for that. "Us? How many of you were there?" "3," Emma answered in utter despondency. "Caroline got adopted yesterday, in Lincoln. Lily's still on the train." "Is she older than you, this Lily?" Emma shook her head.